In defiance of Virginia Governor Ralph Northam's Executive Order 55, which forbids the gathering of more than 10 people, the First Christian Church Universalist held a service yesterday in Harrisonburg, Virginia. More than 14 people were in attendance at the service.
The thing is, if you're gay or straight, Republican or Democrat, liberal or conservative, Christian or Muslim or atheist, it doesn't matter. You want to be able to take care of your family. You want to be able to go to work. You want to be able to have a nice life for yourself. The government has stopped all of that in the most radical acquisition of governmental power in the history of this country. And in a few short weeks, have turned us into a country that I don't recognize.
Reverend Mike Donovan is the pastor of First Church Universalist. He is also the president and CEO of Nexus Services. He said that the Harrisonburg Police Department was made aware of the church's intent to unlawfully assemble in advance, and that he was willing to risk arrest to stand up for his and others' constitutional rights.
I think that the days of American churches meeting in secret because the government's going to bust them up have been long gone, and unfortunately they've come back. And so in a situation like that, I am a person who has means that I can sue them, and I'm not concerned about suing them if they do it. A lot of pastors have reputational issues in the community. They have cops in their parishes. It's a harder decision to just go against even an illegal order. So you have a lot of people who know it's wrong, but who sit at home and allow it because they're afraid of the fight. We're not afraid of the fight, and so we notified the police and said, look, we're going to do this. Now, the purpose of meeting was to get the care packets done. Could we have done it without a service? Sure. But this is an opportunity. When the American people come together, good things come from that. And so getting people together and then working together to help serve the poor and the disaffected and the disenfranchised is everything that America is about. And that's what we did today. And the fact that we did it illegally is a sign of how corrupting, and far gone our government is. Nothing about what we did today. The fact that it's illegal for a church to meet in the United States of America, in the Commonwealth of Virginia today, is unconscionable. What we showed is that you can meet. Because we met, and we told the police we were meeting. They threatened us, told us they'd end it, told us they'd cite or arrest people, but when push came to shove, they didn't even show up.
The church's actions were fully endorsed by the Shenandoah Valley Militia and Citizens Response Unit, a regional militia headed by President Larry Lewis. The militia provided security and logistical support to the church before, during, and after the service. After the service concluded, some of those in attendance helped put together care packages for residents at Accordius Nursing Home, a facility that has been hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic. According to an updated report on May 6th by Daily News Record reporter Pete D'Elia, 81 residents and 12 of 35 staff members at the facility tested positive for COVID-19. D'Elia's report also noted 13 deaths at the facility. After the care packages were completed, Reverend Donovan and Nexus Services Vice President of Support Services, Timothy Shipe, delivered the care packages to Accordius. The Shenandoah Valley Militia and Citizens Response Unit continued to provide logistical support during the delivery of the care packages. Mike Donovan said the government's job should be to educate its citizens, not to control them.
The stay-at-home order has a lot of information in it that's really, really important. People need to social distance. People need to protect their relatives. People need to understand how to best do that. And those orders, that Executive Order 55 does contain a lot of that information. The problem is it carries with it penalties from the state. It's a sledgehammer from the state. The government should be in the business of educating people, not forcing them. And that's the job of the government of a free people. Because the government of a free people is a government of, by, and for those people. So we are all about educating. That's what we have to do. We have to be able to educate our fellow community. You can't do that when you're locked in your bedroom, when you're hiding under a bed. And then the government, which is all desperate to keep power, plays people against one another. And we're never going to get through this unless we realize that the biggest problem in the room is the guy that has all the power, and that's the government. Republican, Democrat, right, left, doesn't matter. They haven't met civil liberties. They haven't enjoyed consuming. We all have to come together and realize that as a free people, we have to demand that freedom. And that's what happened today. By standing up and saying, we're going to do this. We're going to show up. If you come in here and arrest me, come in here and arrest me. And sometimes the way you have the knowledge that the rights that you are promised are deliverables that you can count on is by exercising them. And I certainly hope more people will exercise their rights next week. And I certainly hope we see more churches open in Harrisonburg next week.
In Harrisonburg, Theodore Whitelow, Breaking Through News.